Hello, my name is Alice. Do you get allowance? Some adults say giving kids allowance makes them use allowance in useless things, but if they use money deliberately, it is helpful in the future. Today, I will talk about why kids need allowance and how to make them use money on these. First, why kids need allowance. Adults say giving kids allowance makes them use money uselessly and with no plan, but it's not. If they know how to use money deliberately, they can use money wisely and with plans. I'll tell you some abilities that can grow if kids get allowance. First is planning ability. Allowance is not infinite, so kids need to use money with plans and with management. Second is self-control to use money on needs. The main reason that adults don't give kids allowance is that they think kids will use money on useless things, but if they learn how to, they can use money on useful things. Second, giving kids allowance is helpful in the future. I tell you some abilities that stop to be one, like planning ability and self-control, and it is helpful in the future. I'll give you some example. If kids who don't get allowance become adults and earn money, they don't know how to manage it. But if kids who get allowance and know how to use money become adults and earn money, they can manage money themselves. There are more advantages. Adults can teach kids how to save money, so kids can save money and use it in the future. At first, kids hate to save money, but if they did, it is helpful in the future and they can feel proud of themselves. In conclusion, giving kids allowance have many advantages, like they can manage money themselves and it is helpful in the future. Now Ellie is going to tell her opinion about why kids should get allowance.
Hello, my name is Ellie. Many children receive allowance, but some children are not. What is your thoughts about giving allowance? If you are a mom or dad, would you want to give an allowance to your child? I think children should get an allowance. Giving allowance is free, but I think we should get it because it has many advantages about it. Children should get an allowance because they can have a responsibility to do anything about money. They can have a control of by money. We can compare with someone who has responsibilities or not. Someone who has responsibilities have high percentage to success, but the others are not. Responsibilities cannot be taught at once, so cultivating responsibilities from an early age will help later. And also, they can learn how to save money, like write a cash book or report. And they can know how much money they use. If they use a lot of money, they can save it, and they can know why they have to save it and how to save it. If children don't get allowance, it'll be kind of problem. They'll only depend their parents for everything, like buying their supplies or the other things. And also, if children grows up, they still will not know about the value of money or are unable to engage in economic activities. But there are so many situations to spend their money or do something about their money. But if they still didn't know how to spend it or about its value or worth, and they will just confusing or give up what they want to do about their money. So if children don't get allowance, it'll be kind of problem in the future. Giving allowance or getting allowance is free, but if children get allowance, it will help them in the future. If children don't get allowance, it'll be problem in the future. I think children should have their result of now and future. In life, allowance helps children to build their skill for society later on. How about you? What is your idea about giving allowance? Now Suji is going to tell you her opinion for why children shouldn't get allowance.
Hello, my name is Suzy.
Do you think children should get an allowance? If your parents, what do you think? Or if your children, what do you think about it? I think children should not get an allowance. If you think different, I will add the reason and I will persuade you. First, children can spend money easily because they don't know value of money and they can think very pure. Like, they can buy this is pretty and I will buy it, or this is expensive, why? I will buy it. Like, they can buy unnecessary thing or expensive thing. And if your parents, you can be angry and you have to angry them, and children will get an upset and it's not happy to use. And they can think shopping every day, and they can interrupt the study, and they can forget to go to the academy where friends promise. Second, they can get spiritual maladies. For example, the boy wants to buy a robot. A robot is $20, but he has only $10, and he can't buy a robot, and he will be angry and embarrassed. If this circumstance repeated, they can angry many times. And they can have a bad habit, like they can think they can do everything if they have money, and they have money, and if they meet they can't do with money, they will be sad. Today I told you about why children can spend money easily and why children get a spiritual maladies. I think children should not get an allowance. And if you think different before my presentation, what do you think? Is exchanged? Now, Sally told you about her opinion of why children shouldn't get an allowance.
Hello, my name is Sally. Children shouldn't get an allowance because of reasons. Now I will tell you about. Today I will tell you about why children shouldn't get an allowance. First, they don't wait to give allowance. When their parents to give allowance, when they didn't have any money, they say to need money, and their parents will give money, so they didn't wait. They can be angry because of not enough money. They can't control themselves, so they will be being rude to their parents. They can give parents too nervous. Second, they can be not rude. They can be not routine. They can't control their use of money, so they can waste so much money. If they can't control, they can lose their daily routine, and they think money, or if parents didn't give money, they angry, so they can be being rude to their parents. This is why I insist they don't give allowance. First, they don't wait. Second, they can't be not routine. Today I told you about why children shouldn't get an allowance. Now Ellie is going to tell you her opinion of why children shouldn't get an allowance.
Oh, my name is Sally. What do you think about getting an allowance? Do you think children should get an allowance or not? I think children shouldn't get an allowance. Today I will tell you about reason and my opinion. For children want to be able to know money value, that will use money outrageous and they're greedy for money early. Also they think allowance isn't advantage, so they say give more allowance to parents. It will make them be greedy for money. And it make the parent relationship bad. It will be stress for them. Second, children can use money correctly. Children's judgment isn't better than others, so they can spend it usefully. And they will buy snacks or candy, etc. And admit their health won't be better than ordinary child. Also, they can when they have much money, some bad person can steal it. It is very dangerous to them. So when you have money, you have to be careful. But I think not carrying cash is good for you. What do you think about getting an allowance? Do you think children should get an allowance or not? I think I can't manage my allowance. It will be very difficult. What do you think about getting an allowance? Do you agree or disagree? Thank you for watching our presentation.